All right, hey everybody. Well, all 6 of you that are going to watch this. It's all right. I'll make it anyhow. I wanted to do a little video on the loadouts, the mod loadout feature that they added a while ago. I've finally just gotten around to using it now for the last, 2 or 3 months. And I've had some success with it. It's also still kind of a pain, so I thought it'd be interesting to share what I am using it for, what I think it's useful for, and some of the limitations and things that make it still challenging as ever to manage your mods. But I think it has some I think there's some pros in here, so I'll go ahead and try to outline those. So what it is, it's from here you just go into your characters, go into the mod section. I'm going to go into loadouts. So what you have is just these different tabs along the top, like we're familiar with if you make character, team, different team lineups that you use. Sort of the same thing. So I can click on the bounty hunters tabs and characters. These are the different tabs that I've made of the different characters, mods that I keep track of. But I think I'll go over the ones that I find most useful. What I did very first is I just needed better go-to mods when I just needed a character to be stupid fast. So I thought, first thing I'll make a speed tab and just make a few basic loadouts with some of my fastest mods. And that's what's really helped pay it off the most for me. I have a speed tab, and then I also use this one often where I've made a few tabs for kind of tank mods. These are mods with just killer amounts of protection on them. So why don't I start here? For example, Protection 1 is what I have it titled, and I call it slow. So this is pure protection. If I look at what it has, I've put in these mods. So not a lot of health, 30% gain in health. But what I get, if you look at the right over here, protection, I'm getting 106% protection from this set of mods. And that's great. So if I have a toon that has 40,000 protection, just naturally, if I slap on this mod set, it's going to bump it up to 85,000 protection, which is massive. I typically use this on, I use this on different characters. I'll show you the other one. If I come back to Protection 2, this one's faster. I should have shown the other one. So this one only gives 81% boost to protection and also adds almost 10,000 base protection, plain protection, I guess. This one has 60 speed. I'm going to flip over to the other one really quick, where this one only had 33 speed. So that's why I called it slow. It just doesn't have a lot of speed. And even this last week, I actually was able to find a better mod, and I bumped its speed up by about 15 last week, so it used to be even slower. But this one, my fast one, it has a little less protection. That's because on the arrow mod in the top right corner, I've used an arrow with speed as the primary stat. The other one, I'm using an arrow with protection as its primary stat. Anyhow, that doesn't matter. You can make these however you want, whatever seems best for your characters. But what I found is on my arena team or on the other teams that I'm, really just want to boost for some specific event, I tend to have 1 to 2 characters that I want to just be really tanky, just have a ton of protection, be really hard to kill. So that's why I have 2 sets that are both tanks. So let's come over to my speed. When I first did it, I made 6 speed sets, thinking that's how many I might possibly need. Thinking about it now, I realize I really only need 5 at most, because anytime you use a 6th toon, it's when you're borrowing from someone else. You can't control its mods anyhow. But what I have is then a whole set of speed mods, and mostly because I'm using the 2 tank sets, I really am only using speed 1, 2, and 3. And these are ranked, 1, 2, and 3 are the fastest. So what I end up with is then I use speed 1, 2, and 3 in those 2 tanks on my arena team. So this is what I'm always fighting in arena with. So whatever team I'm currently using in arena, I put these on them. So right now I'm using a Bastilla team with Yoda and GK and Jolie. And so I'm going to look right now at speed 1. So for example, my fastest set of speed mods, what this offers is there's actually some decent health, very little protection though, only 9% protection, some offense, defense, and then the killer is speed. This gives 114 speed plus 10%. So we'll go look at Yoda. Yoda is my tune that has this on him right now, and we'll see how that plays out on Yoda. Then all the other ones, because all of these mods, I've been able to upgrade them all to this. I forget what this is, the 6-dot mods. Generally all the stats are pretty good because everything on these have now been upgraded and upgraded and upgraded. So they're all pretty good mods. Could it be faster? Yes, definitely. I mean, if we were to go through and look at them, this one has 16 speed. This is a 32 speed because it's been upgraded to 6-dot. 22 speed, 12 speed, like this one certainly could be faster. 17 speed, that's pretty good. It could be a little faster. 15 speed could be faster. The highest you'll see out there are 25 to, I think someone posted a picture of a 28 speed mod. So for the most part, anything up over 15 and above is pretty fast, but anything 20 and above is where would be better for sure. So again, this set will give my character 114 plus 10%. So if we look here, I'm going to go back out. Just go back out, and I'll go back into characters, and we'll look at my Yoda right here. So if we look at his stats, he has this whole loadout is on him. So his speed, he's at 286 speed because he's getting 129 from mods. So that is, I forgot what the numbers were right now. We'll go look at that again. So 286 speed. So that makes him so fast. When I take him into arena, he's always the first to go. I mean, I'm not in the top ranks in my arena, though, for sure. But for the people I'm playing against, he's always the first to go. Lots of times he's getting like 6 turns sometimes on this team before the other team even gets to go. Maybe I'll do a quick battle to show you what I mean. But so if I close that out, and let's go back into mods and loadouts. All right, so here we go. So that was back to speed 1. Right, so he's getting 114 plus 10%. So let's see, there we go. What I also like about using the loadouts like this, it makes it really easy to prioritize what mods to upgrade. So I've gone through little by little the speed 1 and speed 2, and now I'm almost done with speed 3. I actually had finished speed 3, but then I found a better mod that I just got a week ago. So they're almost all up to the gold color. I think that's tier A or something like that. So let's go ahead and slice this one since I have it ready. So right now it has, well, we'll pull this up. Okay, so right now it has, crit chance hasn't been updated, but speed has been updated 3 times for 15 speed. There's a little protection and a little offense. So let's slice it, see what we get when we go up to tier A. Right there, so the crit chance just got an upgrade, so it's now up to 4% crit chance. So I wanted speed would have been better, but at the same time, now this whole loadout just has a little bit better crit chance on it as well. So that's great, no complaints there. All right, so we'll close that. So now I would consider this whole loadout, pretty well done. Here we go, if we come back here. So the next thing, I'll come over to tank. This one, Protection 1, and this is the one I'll be working on trying to finish upgrading next. Get those purples up to gold, same thing with the blues. And just help that one be even, hopefully, add even more protection. Maybe a little more speed wouldn't be bad also. And that's it. As far as my using the loadouts for my arena team, I do that. I just, 3 tunes, I just try and get as fast as I can, and then 2 tunes that I put a lot of protection on top of. And that tends to work. Then it's also really useful, so if I need to, I forget what the C3PO event that just came through, I used my Ewoks. My Ewoks were a pretty solid Ewok team, but they were only gear 11. I don't have them geared up to gear 12. But I was able to beat the C3PO event because it was really easy for me to come into my loadouts. And this is why I have this Ewoks tab. I made a loadout of all the existing mods I had on my Ewoks so that I could, so once I put my speed and my tank loadouts onto the Ewoks, then when I came back, I would be able to pretty easily put just their standard mods back onto them. And they're crummy mods. It's not like they're amazing, but I just didn't want to have to go through and rethink what mods to put back on those tunes. So these were sort of like a bookmark or something, a placeholder. Just save what I had, and then I put all my arena mods onto them. Beat the C-3PO event after, a billion tries. And then I was able to put those arena mods back onto my arena team, and then just take these ones back and put them right back onto my Ewoks. That's what all these other tabs are also. I had to do the same thing at one point for my bounty hunters as I was trying to get Chewbacca. Still don't have him at 7-star. And then I have these just for a whole bunch of other characters. If I... excuse me. If I really want to do well in the Sith raid, for example, I can take that, the Jedi Rey team, and I can use those arena mods on that team, and then run through the raid with that team. And then I can switch and use my Imperial Troopers. So then I'll take and put those arena mods onto my Imperial Troopers. But what I do is I keep track of everything I pull off of, Death Trooper, General Veers, all the Imperial Troopers. I just make a backup here so that after I'm done, it's easy enough to go back and put on the mods. There's just sort of standard mods that they have otherwise. It's still super time consuming. I don't typically do that for the raids, because that's 5 teams a day that you have to go through and substitute out their sort of standard mods with these special arena mods from the loadouts. It's 5 times. I have to switch them over, and it's not super fast. It's not a pain, but it's not super fast. So I tend to not really do that very often. But if I really, really, really want to score high, it's noticeable having the best mods that I have on those tunes to go into Sith Arena. Like my JTR team might get, 1 million or something on one of the phases. And if I put those mods on, I'll get 3.5 million. So it really can make a huge difference if you just have your best mods on. So sometimes I'll do it. Mostly I don't because it's a pain. But like if we were to try the Sith Heroic, I absolutely would go through and use my loadout, those arena loadout mods, and put those on each team before I went and battled in the Sith Heroic, just so I could try to get the best scores possible. Anyhow, I think that's about going to wrap this up. So that's how I use these. The main thing is I just have these sets here with what I'm using for my arena teams. And it really helps me, feel pretty good knowing that I've got about the fastest speed sets possible from the mods I have and the best tank mods possible. I guess I'll show really quick. So speed 1, just for some comparison, is 114 plus 10%. Speed 2 is 101 speed without that 10%. Speed 3 is 94 speed, but it does have the 10%. I used speed, a set of speed mods on this. So that's what I'm looking at. Each of those top 3 will add over 100 speed to any character that they go onto. And that's typically, that's a pretty good amount of speed. And that's a message from my wife.